What's the crack, everybody, and welcome to my video where I got the Platinum Trophy for Assassin's Creed 2. So anyone that's unfamiliar with this game, let me give you a quick rundown. This is Desmond, and he is the man you will be playing through to play as Ezio, who is Desmond's ancestor. And we actually get to see him being birthed. Desmond then leaves with Lucy because he's being held hostage. Desmond then is taken out of the Animus in quite a hurry by Lucy, who's there to rescue him because he's being held hostage by a company called Abstergo. This company is the one that wants to rule the world. Can't really blame him for running, to be honest. We then get to see a bunch of Abstergo offices, which I can only imagine looks like the Microsoft offices. These offices have to be the most bland looking place I've ever seen in my life. I don't even work there and I'm already bored at looking at them. And just before we get to the car to escape Abstergo forever, we run into a slight problem. A very aggressive security team. I don't know where they got this security team, but they need to be fired immediately. They couldn't stop two people and they had batons. And one of those two people throw punches like a 2-year-old. And then Desmond gets thrown in the boot to be kidnapped again. Why does he go in there willingly? It's not like she's gonna leave him behind either way. She could have at least given him a light or something. But after escaping, I got my next trophy, which was Arrivederci Abstergo. So after our kidnapper lets us out of the trunk, she convinces Desmond to help the assassins and join them. And then we get introduced to this little crack team of assassins here. And the first one is Rebecca. She's the tech person. She'll be talking you through the Animus. And then there's Sean. I don't know exactly what he does, but I think his job title is Piss and Moan. He's the type of fella that farts and tries to sniff it. This Animus looks a lot better than the last one, and it looks a lot more comfortable. And as he's put to sleep, not like that, I obtained the next trophy, which was Welcome to the Animus 2.0. We also get to see the inside of a music video from the 2000s. And now we're back with Ezio, who is all grown up since the last time we saw him. And Ezio's doing what everybody does, gives a rallying speech before a big scrap with another gang. And while in the middle of a fight and kicking everyone's ass, I might add, we get to see what a real life chicken looks like in the Renaissance time. And as that coward turns his tail and runs away, we get introduced to Ezio's older brother, who tells us to stop bleeding all over the place, and if we're ever short on money for like the doctor and such, we can just loot the bodies of the lads we killed or beat up. It's okay though, because Ezio's really cool. Ezio's dad then gives him a mission to do, to deliver a private letter that he wants to give his friend. And after sprinting for over 100 meters, I got the next trophy, which was Lightning Strike. And I also had what felt like the whole entire city chasing after me. After delivering the letter and meeting a very shady looking character, we have to do a mission with Ezio's mom. And while on this mission with Ezio's mom, we get to meet a young Leonardo da Vinci, a star in the making. His work is always quite impressive. I love the statue of David he did. And Ezio and him shared a friendship that will last through the ages right here and now. And then we get introduced to Ezio's littlest brother, whose name I will not say because I will butcher it. But other than looking into our souls, he really likes feathers. And I mention this because there's a lot of them, and it'll be for a trophy later. And then finally, we get to meet Ezio's last family member and younger sister, Claudia. You know, if I didn't meet his two younger siblings, I'd swear Ezio was the baby in the family because it looks like he just does whatever he wants. And after we done the favor that Claudia asked us for, we return to her dad. And Ezio's dad must be trying to drop hints to him to become a mailman or something, because he keeps asking him to deliver letters. And we delivered the letter to like lizard looking man and whatever the Christ is wrong with her. Once we make it back home as Ezio, we find the house is absolutely destroyed and the three lads are gone. It turns out that the guards came and took them while we were gone. We then head towards the prison to see if they have any visiting hours to get a look at her dad. And after having a chat with Ezio's outfella, he tells us to go change our clothes and look a bit more presentable, and to hand off another letter to someone else. The letters Ezio delivered to that shady looking fella turned out to be no good. The father and the two sons decided to take a little break and hang around for a bit. And then they tried to capture Ezio to make sure he got his break too. Ezio thinks he doesn't need a break, so he's going to keep going because he's an absolute alpha male. And after hardcore parkouring my way through half the town just to get away from guards, I got the next trophy. And the name of that trophy is The Pain of Betrayal. Stealth at its absolute finest here. The AI looks so confused, they don't know what to do. They're like, I see him, but I don't think it's him. Ezio learns a few skills from this lady, like how to blend in with the crowd, even though he sticks out like a sore thumb. And she also teaches us how to steal off live bodies instead of dead ones this time. We then go to one of our best friends, Leonardo da Vinci, where he fixed the broken blade the father gave us and one of the most iconic weapons in Assassin's Creed ever. And after he fixes it, we actually get to test it out on a guard that's beating him up. And finally, we get to test out the blade on someone we really wanted to all along. That really shady fella I gave all the documents to. And after that fiasco, we decide that the countryside is lovely this time of year, so we decide to take a trip out that way to see some family. But before I get to the countryside, I just needed one more thing, and that's the trophy that I just got. That's called Vengeance, which is for killing the shady fella and bringing my mother and sister far away. And as we're on the road, we got attacked by more Templars. But not to worry, we met our uncle just in time, and you'll never believe what the uncle's name is.
Don't you recognize me? It's a me, Mario!
Uncle Mario?
They really just couldn't help themselves, could they? Just an Italian man named Mario. Mario is very kind, and he lets Ezio, his mother and his sister stay in his little village. He also trains and tells Ezio what the real story is and what's going on with everything, including what happened with his dad. Ezio got a brand new sword and he wanted to see what it was like, so he decided to test it on the big chicken himself. And once Ezio was done showing off his brand new sword, he decided to ride home. And on that ride home, I got a brand new trophy called Exit the Sun by unaliving that fella and getting 4 codex pages. And I also managed to gain a new milestone. Woo, go me. Since the uncle doesn't have the time to upgrade his home, we decided to do it for him and upgrade one of the places, giving me the trophy Handyman. And this was under the villa the whole time, and we have to collect 6 seals to get Altair's armor. The 6 seals needed to access Altair's armor are hidden all around the place. And after eavesdropping on the Illuminati's meetings, we decided to get our first seal. And of course, I can't leave with just the seal. I have to pick up a bit of money as well. Times are tough, you know, and after pushing a few ghosts out of the way, I took the very secret and the very shiny exit way out. And once I'm through the secret door and after leaving the place, I get the trophy Undertaker. And because Ezio is such a good Catholic boy, he decides to pay a visit to a church. And it's because I'm very impatient and I wanted Altair's armor now. So what I decided to do was skip all the story for now and go see how many seals I could get, starting with this one at the top of a church. And of course, just because it's cooler, I decide to take the secret shiny exit way out again. This time it's through a window. And once Ezio opens the window and goes through it, I managed to acquire the next trophy, Choir Boy. I know it was in a church and all, but I feel like it's just really randomly named. Looking back at all this fudge now, I wonder what I'm at half the time. Like here for instance, why did I think this would work? After synchronizing at the top of this building, I decided to make another jump and see if it works. And it did. And I got another trophy called the High Dive. I let you guess what it's for. I want wrong answers only though. And now Ezio decided to make a very powerful friend for himself. They became such good friends, he invited Ezio back to his house. Ezio felt bad, so he decided to reunite father and son, and that gave me the trophy Bloody Sunday. Why does Ezio run so weird? This seems the equivalent of like the Naruto run. Ezio found out that the mailman was working for the Borgia the entire time, so he decided to go have a few words with him. And after them few words, I got the trophy Mailman. And it just so happened that the mailman had letters for Ezio that he did not deliver yet, and that's what Ezio is getting here. While I was in the area, I decided to stop by and see if I could get one more seal to get closer to Altair's armor, and I did. And once again, I have to take the secret way out from crawling around in this dusty crypt, and once I'm gone through the hatch in the ceiling, I get the next trophy. I can see your house from here. Not with the prices of houses today, you don't. It's quite sad. These guys had to be the most annoying part of this game. My god, I even have to hide from them. After finding Ebenezer Scrooge's Italian brother, we decided to unalive him because he was part of the Illuminati. And once I was finished with that, I escaped from his guards, and I also managed to acquire the trophy, the Conspirators. Ezio then makes his way to Leonardo to find out that Leonardo is departing for Venice. Ezio decides that he needs a break too, so he decides that he's going to go with Leonardo. Just before Ezio can go find Leonardo, I got a new trophy called I Like the View, which you get for synchronizing 10 viewpoints. Could you imagine he just jumps and there's an anvil in the middle of the haystack? Just because Ezio is going away with Leonardo doesn't mean he stops looking for them seals, and once again we find another one. And now Ezio has to leave through the secret trap door on the floor. And as soon as he takes this jump to get to the outside, I acquire a brand new trophy called Prison Escape. Ezio swam through sewer water to get this seal. Would you do it for that armor? This next trophy I got was called An Unexpected Journey, and you get it for rescuing a woman that has multiple anger issues. And this is not the last we see of her. Could you imagine if that bleeding effect thing just didn't come true for Desmond? He'd just fall flat in his face. This next trophy I got was called Bleeding Effect, and you get this for showing off Desmond's new skills and for re-entering the Animus. Very exciting stuff, I know. After finding the man that I can only describe as the perfect comic book accurate Vulture from Spider-Man. Anybody else thinks he looks like Vulture from the comic books? But I digress. Anyways, he had to be unalived because he was part of the Italian Illuminati gang. And for doing that, I got the trophy, the Merchant of Venice. To imagine being a guard during the Renaissance. You're just there on the roof, patrolling, normal day, and next thing, a foot hits your face and you're dead. By some lunatic in an invention just flying by. But it had to be done for me to get the trophy. After getting into this place, we take out another one of the Italian Illuminati. And after doing this, I got the next trophy, the Impenetrable Palazzo. And this place was not impenetrable. It's a massive gap on the roof. After meeting up with our good buddy Leo, he decides to make us a bit more American and gives us a secret pew pew. And then I went on to collect the second last seal we need to get Altair's armor. And this seal just happened to be in the Palazzo place that I said was not impenetrable. What would happen if Ezio couldn't push that wall open? Would he have to go back? Would he be stuck there forever? But anyways, he does push the wall open, and this grants me my next trophy, Hallowed Be Thy Name. First rule about Renaissance fighting is we don't talk about Renaissance fight. So Ezio didn't win the match from the competitions because it was more fixed than a tennis match. So we decided to steal it. And once I had Santa Claus's older brother taken care of, and after finishing that, I got the next trophy, which was called Masquerade. That will be one carnival no one will ever forget. And this mad lunatic here is somewhere just after rescue who's into swordplay a bit more than he probably should be. And yes, he is using the sweetened brush to fight. After taking out 2 more Templars and getting more information on the Templars, I got the next trophy, Bianca's Men. And I finally got the last seal. I don't know why it took me so long to get it, considering I could have got it right after I got Hallowed Be Thy Name. And after getting the last seal, I can finally get the best armor in the game and the best looking armor in the game. As soon as Ezio is done doing what he does best, jumping into some random hole, I got the next trophy, Veteran Gladiator. Do you like Altair's armor or did you prefer his original? The next trophy I managed to get was called the Prophet. You get it for getting a fancy apple, fighting off the future Pope, and being inducted into the Assassins. We bring the fancy apple to the angry lady who helped us get on the boat way back when. While helping the angry lady, I also managed to get another trophy here called No Hitter, which is getting 10 kills while remaining in combat without being hit. The apple gets stolen twice, so we decide to bring it back to Mario's villa for safekeeping, but we need 30 codex pages before we can. And while on the hunt for these codex pages, I got another trophy called Tip of the Iceberg, which you get for using your eagle vision on a glyph. And this leads right into the next trophy, which is a piece of the puzzle, which you get for unlocking a piece of 16's video. After collecting all 30 codex pages, it shows us a map of where to find something important. And once we find this place, we actually then have to fight the Pope. And once again, we beat the old man that's the Pope, and we get on to discover a new place and a new trophy called the Vault. We then have to leave the Animus in a hurry because we're being discovered by Abstergo, and your man from the first game is there. I swear to God, this fella's versed on the Stalker. And once the Stalker lad is done mwahaha in a way, we get the last story trophy mission called An Old Friend Returns. I felt like decorating the villa, so I bought a painting in Florence and I bought a painting in Venice, and this gave me the trophy Art Connoisseur. Getting 100 feathers for this trophy drove me absolutely daft because there was no map for it, so I had to look it up. I'd love to know what he was going to make with 100 feathers. I then went on to solve all of Subject 16's puzzles, giving me the trophy Fortunian Man. There was only 20 of these puzzles, but it felt like a lot more than 20. After putting the feathers away, I managed to get this next trophy, which was getting 80% of the villa's total value. I then went around Mario's villa collecting 8 statues to give me a trophy called Mythmaker. Also, if you go over to the pedestals that you put them on, they give you money when you open them. This trophy was quite easy to get. I thought it'd be a lot harder, but all you have to do is poison a guard and then air assassinate him, and this will give you the trophy named Doctor. I did this in front of the ladies to impress them, and then I probably freaked them out by picking up the dead body. And for this next part, all you have to do is hide 5 dead bodies in a haystack and you get the trophy Street Cleaner. That haystack is like that tent in Harry Potter. This next trophy is just for taking an assassination contract and killing them. Once it's done, you get the trophy Assassination for Hire. And as I was making my daring escape away from your man and throwing monks all over the place, I got the next trophy, which was for pickpocketing 1000 florins, and the name of that trophy is Kleptomaniac. And then I decided, since I had so much money that wasn't mine, I thought I'd toss 300 florins on the ground, which would give me the trophy Man of the People. Why can this never happen to me? Could you imagine if this did happen? You would never ever be believed. This next trophy I got is for beating up someone's cheating husband and made me feel very tough, and it's called Macho Man. The next trophy I got was for racing a thief. He thought he was faster than me, but he was not. And the name of the trophy is Steel Home. This next trophy was for spicing up your outfit of different colors, and it's called Perfect Harmony. And it doesn't pop when you buy both colors. It only pops when you come out of it. This next trophy you get is for putting dirt in someone's eye. For someone's eyes, to be exact. And the name of this trophy is Mr. Sandman, but the Italian version. This next trophy I almost missed recording because I wasn't planning on getting it at this point, but it's called Red Light Addict, and it's for spending 5,000 florins hands on the women. This is what it looks like when you tell your friend to hold you back from a fight. And the next trophy I got was called Sweeper, which is for knocking 5 guards on their asses with a pike. This is definitely my least favorite trophy to get. And can anyone tell me why the mountains count as a city, even though it's like 3 houses and a chicken? But the trophy I got here was called Show Your Colors, and it's for wearing the auditory cape in all the cities. And this was my last trophy to get just before the platinum, and it's called Victory Lies in Preparation, which you get for buying all the upgrades for everything. And then finally, the platinum trophy finally popped. And I really enjoyed platinum in this game. I hope you enjoyed watching along. And of course, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. See you all later, and goodbye.